So Jason, you do a ton of amazing stunts in this movie, and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your experience on set with those.
I get a great kick out of doing these things. It's, you either sit on the sofa or go and make an action movie.
Yeah.
And I think, I've had a sort of childlike desire to do these silly things ever since I was a kid. And
Nice.
I don't think I've ever lost that. I think, hanging from the bottom of a swimming pool, of a cantilevered pool, over Sydney Harbour, I think the attraction of trying to make that sort of come together is great. The fact I get to have these big fight sequences on a boat and crawl out from underneath of the water, and how do we get on the boat and without anyone knowing, all these sort of hidden things on how we're going to film and capture these sort of moments are good fun. I get a big kick out of it, and it seems to stick with me.
Were you an avid swimmer and a diver before you started working on this movie?
I think we're trying to think what sport I used to do the best when I was a kid. My dad was a good gymnast, so he taught me how to do a handspring, a round off, a back somersault. As soon as I could do, I remembered learning how to do that from an early age, like really, really, really young. So all of those things, I got into trampolining, into gymnastics at school, and football, and martial arts. My brother used to do martial arts. I got a bit from him. He had Bruce Lee posters in his room. And so I was just sucking it all in. That just stayed with me through my teenage years. And then I became a competitive diver in my sort of late teens, which was like a late age to get into any sport. Went competing for the country for 10, 12 years, running around the world, giving my chances at that, which weren't that great at the time. So, and here I am today.
So when the mechanic and the transporter crossover happens, who do you think is going to win in the big fight?
I think the Bishop character has a stealthy edge that Frank Martin couldn't do, but it's hard. Who knows? I don't know what. I mean, they're both pretty good at what they do.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we'd have to. I don't know. It's hard to choose on that one.
Have to call it a draw.
Call it a draw.